Travis in the locker room Friday before the game, and he said he just felt terrible that he hit you and he knocked you out. What's he been like for you the last few weeks as a supporter? And what did he say about that?
Man, Trav, like, he's the biggest hype man on the team. So just always just hyping guys up and just telling me, man, like, good, I need you, and I'm always a guy just to step up, so I just want to step up.
After the Kansas City Chiefs sealed their important win over the Baltimore Ravens, the spotlight was not only on Patrick Mahomes, who once again showed why he is regarded as the best quarterback in football, but also on the comeback of Xavier, whose return to action marked one of the most inspiring stories of the season. Worthy, the rookie wide receiver drafted to add speed and explosiveness to Kansas City's offense, had endured weeks of grueling recovery after an accidental collision with Travis Kelce in the season opener against the Eagles left him sidelined. That game, played in Sao Paulo, Brazil, had begun with high energy and expectation, but on just the third snap, disaster struck as Worthy and Kelce crossed paths on their routes and slammed into each other. A moment that looked routine at first, but quickly became serious when Worthy stayed down holding his shoulder. Medical staff later confirmed a dislocated shoulder and torn labrum, an injury that can easily end a rookie's season before it even begins. Many feared the worst, especially considering how much pressure already rested on Mahomes and Kelce to keep the offense balanced. For Worthy, the injury was heartbreaking. He admitted later that in the first days of rehab, he could not even lift his arm, and that simple tasks were a painful reminder of what he had lost. Yet, he refused to let the setback define his year. Day after day, he worked through therapy sessions, pushing himself to regain movement, strength, and confidence. Coaches often had to slow him down, reminding him that recovery is a process, not a race. What kept him going, he explained after the Ravens' win, was the encouragement he received from his teammates, particularly Travis Kelce. Kelce, the future Hall of Famer and leader of the locker room, was devastated after the collision. On his New Heights podcast, he told fans he owed Worthy big time, that he would take full accountability, and that as a veteran, he should have been more aware of his route and his positioning. He described the moment as one of the lowest of his career, not because he lost a game, but because he had hurt his own teammate. He said plainly that he literally took one of his players out, a statement that revealed how seriously he took the responsibility.
I'm not sure where he is exactly in terms of health-wise, but I'm hoping that we get him back as fast as possible because he means so much to this team. And I was his biggest.
Yeah, you've been hyping him up.
Not just fan, man. I can see that guy and how hard he works, and I can see his game getting better. And I know he's going to take the league by storm when he gets back. The biggest thing is that he's one of our best players.
Right.
He's going to take that step into being one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League. Mm-hmm. And I run into him, and all of a sudden, one of the biggest pieces of the game plan is out of the game.
For sure.
His honesty resonated with the locker room. Coach Andy Reid acknowledged that accidents happen in football, but he praised Kelce for showing leadership by admitting fault and for staying close to Worthy throughout his rehab. For weeks, Kelce checked in with him, sending him messages, joking with him to keep spirits up, and reminding him constantly that the team needed him back. Worthy would later say that Kelce is the biggest hype man on the team, a player who never lets his teammates get too low, who always knows how to lift the room with energy, and who genuinely wants everyone around him to succeed. That leadership became invaluable during Worthy's darkest moments. When Worthy finally returned to action against the Ravens, it was more than just a player stepping back onto the field. It was a symbol of resilience, accountability, and unity. The Chiefs knew they needed his speed to open up the offense again. His presence forces defenders to spread out, giving Mahomes more space to work with, and taking pressure off Kelce, who often draws double coverage. In his post-game press conference, Worthy explained how much it meant to be back, how grateful he was for the medical staff, and most importantly, how grateful he was for Kelce's support. He said Kelce was always hyping him up, telling him how much the team needed him, and motivating him to keep pushing when rehab felt impossible. He emphasized that all he wanted to do now was step up for the guys and prove that their faith was not misplaced. The impact of Worthy's return was visible immediately in the way the Chiefs played against Baltimore. Mahomes connected on several key throws to his receivers, Kelce drew attention in the middle of the field, and Worthy stretched the defense with his speed, reminding everyone why Kansas City drafted him. The Ravens struggled to adjust, and though they kept the game competitive, the Chiefs showed flashes of the explosive offense that has defined their dynasty run. Analysts pointed out that with Worthy back in the lineup, Kansas City looks far more dangerous because defenses cannot focus all their energy on stopping Kelce or on collapsing Mahomes in the pocket. Worthy's ability to run deep routes forces safeties to back off, creating space underneath for Kelce and the other receivers. And when you combine that with Mahomes' improvisation, the result is almost impossible to defend for 4 quarters. Beyond the X's and O's, however, the story of Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce has become a narrative about what makes the Chiefs special. It is about accountability from a veteran leader who could have brushed off the incident as bad luck, but instead chose to own it fully. It is about resilience from a rookie who could have let injury crush his confidence, but instead returned hungrier and stronger. It is about team unity from a franchise that has built its dynasty not just on talent, but on culture. Fans who watched the post-game interview saw not just a young player happy to be back, but a player speaking from the heart about what it means to have a teammate who truly believes in you. Kelce's words, actions, and energy set the standard, and Worthy's gratitude and performance proved that the standard has been met. Together, they have turned an accident that could have divided the locker room into a bond that has only strengthened it. Now, as the Chiefs move deeper into the season, the narrative has shifted. What began with a frightening injury in Brazil has transformed into a story of redemption and momentum. The win against Baltimore was important not only for the standings, but also for confidence. With Worthy back in the rotation, the Chiefs are regaining their offensive identity, and rivals across the league have taken notice. Analysts have already warned that Kansas City looks like the team to beat again, not just because of Mahomes' brilliance, but because of the chemistry and belief that runs through the roster. From the collision to the rehab grind, from Kelce's apology to Worthy's gratitude, from the Ravens' win to the surge of momentum, this chapter in Chiefs history will be remembered not just for what happened on the field, but for the lessons it showed off the field. Lessons of accountability, resilience, and leadership that define champions.